and welcome to this presentation, which will look at the program level Blackboard for forensic sciences. And this time you won't get much of my face, which you might be glad about. So I'm going to mute myself. Look at that. That's me with pre-COVID hair. Let's just look at that again. Can't. Anyway, I must get on with what I'm actually here to talk to you today, in this presentation about, which is to just give you a quick tour of the program level Blackboard. So each module will have a Blackboard. We've standardized the way these look, and we've also got a program level Blackboard. So just to show you around what's on there, to encourage you to go there and pick up some of the information. And I'm recording this just before I've updated some of the information for 2021. And that's because the updated, for example, semester dates aren't on our website yet. This is my Blackboard page. It looks a little bit different than yours will. I've got courses where I'm as enrolled as an instructor, and you shouldn't be enrolled as an instructor on any of your courses. I'm going to pick one of my courses, which is chemistry for forensic scientists. And this format here is a format that you'll see, which is very standardized for the Blackboard. So we have announcements. We have module information, which is things like the program handbooks. Well, no, actually, the module handbooks. It's the program handbooks on the program site. Module handbooks, which will tell you what the learning outcomes are for that module, what the assessment is, when the assessment's due, that kind of thing. And also generic information that we're required to tell you about all modules across the whole university, and you'll be able to sort out which bits are which, because if it's talking about something forensic related, it's the bits that are specific to your module, and anything else that sounds very generic probably is, and it's because we need to give every student a standardized module handbook so they've got all the same information and to keep things fair and equitable. We've got a tab about our module team, so that gives our contact details. And then the learning materials will be where you will find, the learning materials. Now, you may also within there find the classrooms that you will go into, or we may have a tab for classrooms that you'll go into to do online learning. There's always a reading list for every module, so that's a link that we have there. And then the assessment tab will have where you pick up your briefs for the assessments, and also in most cases, although some things may be submitted differently, but generally speaking, in here in the assessment tab, you will put in your assessments electronically. Then we've got a few other buttons at the bottom, which are writing tips, module evaluation where that's appropriate, and LinkedIn Learning is a great resource for picking up some basic skills and getting little certificates. So like Office 365, and you can do a tutorial on how to use that. And there's 9,000 digital courses on there. And some of those you may get pointed to specifically by a tutor. And for chemistry, I haven't. I've just put some generic ones in there. And then each module will have this link on it, and you should also be enrolled to this eventually. And I'm just going to talk you through what's on here. So we have some announcements where here's Rory's posted an announcement about a useful document, and it is a useful document, this. It's, I'll show you. So links like that, that's how they work. You blue links, you can click them. This is a review about forensic techniques by Interpol. Sounds very, very exciting. And there's some interesting stuff there, particularly here about fire investigation. That would be something, if you're checking that out and having a bit of a read around the profession of forensic science, and with my interest in chemistry, that's one that I've looked at. So we have announcements. So for level 6 students completing their degree, people have just done and finished what you're starting. Then we have, so that's the home page. Then we have program documents. We have the program team as well. That's pretty much going to be similar to a module team, but with everybody on it. So the program documents include the documentation. That's the definitive version of how we validated the programs, and these are on there. So your ones will be forensic science. We changed the name from forensic and investigative science to forensic science because it was shorter, and why not? And these are your programs. This is also some information about the Chartered Society for Forensic Science accreditation and our approval and acceptance into that Chartered Society. So they're probably dry documents for you, actually, but they do, if you need to, they do contain our definitive versions of the program. In resources and support, we've got university-specific resources like semester dates, links to timetables, or about timetables, and then links about jobs and careers, which it's never too early to think about this. So here's something that you might want to look at and read through. And then we've got some forensic science resources and support. Now, one of the key things that you should keep an eye on when they get posted on here, or even sign up to the forensic science regulator reports yourself and get them pushed to your email, is these reports. Now, they get published every year, or extra guidance is required. And they might also give you ideas for dissertations, because the things that are being considered within the forensic field, for example, our handling of DNA has got to get even more stringent than it already has been, because we can now detect smaller quantities of DNA. So before we could be less, although we're very stringent, we could be less stringent. Now we've got to be even more stringent. And Rory would be rolling his eyes now, because I'm not a DNA analysis expert, so I've probably not said that as well as he would. But you get the idea. They are things, these regulator reports are things that the profession you're going to enter is seeing as very important right now. So there's university ones, and then there's forensic science specific ones as well. There's a fingerprint manual there. There's communications from the Chartered Society I'll put there. And there's also details of our personal tutor system. And then, again, there's links around student life. There's all sorts of student handbook, support services, which you'll also get on your landing page when you log into Office 365 or into the university. So this is all duplicated in some ways, but better to have it in a few multiple areas rather than just one area. Then we've also got things like the standards for forensic science, which you'll see if you read these. Our course maps to these, which is great. And then that's back to the home page. So hopefully that's given you a brief tour of what to expect on the program level Blackboard, and a little bit of the module Blackboards as well, although they'll change slightly because we'll be incorporating Collaborate, the online classroom, into there in various ways. Bye for now.